Okay. Okay. So networking fundamentals, let's see. So networking is all about like how two devices can talk to each other. So that's all whole networking is. So they have to talk securely, like mostly open, transparent, mostly that. So networking is all about that only. How two devices can talk to each other. That's all. Network, the word network means bunch of computers. For example, if I go open Cisco Packet Tracer, I'll take one system here, another system here, another system here. I can say this entire, if all these three are connected, I can call it network. Simple network of three computers. That's it. To connect a network, obviously we cannot do like for example, I cannot do like this. For example, I cannot connect to this. I cannot connect to this. I can connect it, but the problem is if I had one more computer, so I have to draw the lines for each of them. So the cables will be more cables required. The more computers I have, I need more cables. So on. So to reduce this problem, so they invented something called hub. Hub is like this. Something you can take one computer, two computer, three computer. You can take something called hub. Hub means physical device, it's a box, hardware device. And you can connect ear to ear, ear to ear, ear to ear. Now, if this wants to send a message to this, the message goes like this, like this. That's all. But the problem with the hub is what hub does is hub broadcasts. Broadcast means once you get a message from ear to ear, hub will send the same message to this and this also. So that's what they call broadcast. Broadcast means inform everybody. Not only these two, if any computer is there, that also fine. Let's say this computer. So if a message comes from here, sorry. Second. Okay. If the message comes from here to here, the message goes to hub. The hub will send message to all. This. So that's not a good sign. So that's where they invented new concept or new hardware, switch. Somewhere here, you can have the same PCs, same thing. But instead of hub, they take something called switch. That's also a physical device, hardware, just like Wi-Fi and everything. Now you can connect without worrying about the data. Yeah. Now let's say if you want to send a message to this, the message will go to switch will go here. The message will not go to here. So that's what switches are used for. In a way, you can say that this is one, you can say that this is one network, local network we call, right? Now, suppose we have two different networks. Let's say there is a network here, one more network. There is also, we have one more switch. They are also connected. Let's say I'll connect here, here, all connected. Now, let's say I want to send a message from here to here. So that's where you cannot do that by a switch. That's where they invented new device they call router, however you spell. Now router is connected to switch. This connects to here. Now the message can easily go from here to here like this. Switch to router to switch to. So that is the flow of even now today also. If you open internet, you type google.com. you can even navigate it. For example, I can show you in a second. I'll show you how this works practically. There is a thing called trace route. Uh, Trace, forgot the command, but let's try. So when I open google.com, so this is my router IP address. The message go to router from my computer. The router go to Hathway.com. Hathway is basically the company, the internet service provider mostly. Their computer it will go from their computer to another computer to, you can see there are many computers in between. It goes like this one by one. It will take some time. Finally, it will reach the google.com. So that is google.com IP address. So trace route is that only, like you track how each message going from source to destination. Yeah, we'll see later. This is a later concept, but I'm just showing you ability. You can see so many, these are all, each one is a device, either network or router or computer or something. It will still take some time. But in reality, of course, it works very fast. If you go type google.com, it does same, but it does very fast. Like within seconds, the message reaches there, coming back the response, I can see the response. But slowly, if you zoom in, so this is final google.com. So you can see the message going from my router. So these all are middle computers. And finally, it reaches to the google.com IP address. Something like this. So the stars means there are so many in between. There's so many in between. So that's what internet is. Internet is nothing but bunch of networks, bunch of like these all local networks. They create a network. That's what we call internet. In a way, internet is a network of networks. So that's what the main idea is. So that is the high-level idea of networking in a way. Like in real life, that's how every website you visit, it follows the same structure. Any website you visit, anything you do on your WhatsApp, your phone also same. If you open WhatsApp, send a message to your friend or something. So the message will go from your phone to your router to their router, and goes all the way to their system and come back like this. Not necessarily this. Let's talk phone call. Like you're talking on the phone, right? How your message is going to another. Your phone has a SIM card. The SIM card translate the message to the nearby signal, which is mostly radio towers, like cell towers, let's say. The cell tower pick up those signal. The cell tower sends the message to another cell tower, and finally it reaches to the destination server somewhere close, and the destination guy will hear your message, voice message. So that's also in a network of, data is passed from one network to another one system to another system, and so on. So when you get a signal loss or when you're not able to hear them, that means their cell tower is not picking up fast. Maybe some data is lost, something like that. Yeah, so that is the whole idea of networking. High level summary. Of course, we can go deep down, but high level is this much on. Yeah, any questions so far? Starting from here, hub, switch, and router. Any questions, anything so far online? Okay, so now I'll tell you in a little bit more detail. So let's go. Let's understand a few things in networking. The first thing you have to understand MAC address. This is main. The second is IP address. If you know these two, you understand how the message goes from one computer to another computer. So first MAC address. So MAC address is nothing but every computer or every device, computer, phone, even on your Bluetooth speaker. Every device has something called NIC. NIC means network interface card. Network interface card. The network interface card could be small or could be big, depends on the computer or device. You can say these are computer, but let's see phone. Phone like this. In your phone, there is like small thing. Let's say Bluetooth speaker if it's available. Even Bluetooth speaker also has. Let's see speaker. Yeah, maybe they won't give, but yeah, there is like small hardware. So this network interface card is a physical hardware attached to the what's I call physical hardware attached to the device. The device could be computer, phone, laptop, anything. Phone, anything, even fridge, like whatever, smartphone, smart fridge, smart ACs, like all these IoT devices, Internet of Things devices. Now, the manufacturer of this network interface card, whoever manufactured, or whoever created, they attach, they assign, they assign a uh, permanent address. That's what they call MAC address. So example, MAC address, something like this. So it's in the hexadecimal format, but don't worry. They are 48 bits. So I'll make up some example. MAC address. It's like this: 10010. Familiar. Okay, MAC means media access control. They call. I mean, definition: media access control address. That's what MAC shortcut. Yeah, you can think like this. Something like 48 bits. Like so, usually 48 bits they won't represent. That's why they represent in hexadecimal format. But don't worry. Just think like an address, some address, something. You can see first 24 bits represent OUI. OUI means organization unique queue interface, which means vendor. Vendor means manufacturer. Who have designed it. They will have some address. Example, Apple designs some address is fixed address. All Apple computers will have these 24 bits same only because they are the company. But the next 24 bits will change things. So these are vendor. Vendor means Apple, whoever produces, whoever designs the Mac. Okay, okay, there is a message. Hello. Yeah. No, I'm not sure which link you joined. You don't need to allow anybody. I did not get any request or anything. You can join directly. I don't think you need to wait. I did not get any request from anybody. So I just ask them maybe log out. I mean, log in with the same link. Let's see. Yeah. So this is open link. Anyone can join by clicking the link. Yeah. Anyway. So yeah, so that's what MAC address is. And one point you have to know is it's permanent and it's unique across all devices on Earth. It's unique across all devices. So no two devices can have the same MAC address. It's fixed. Like if two devices have same network, that's more like it's illegal or crime or whatever. But typically, it's unique across all devices on internet. Not internet, but entire Earth, physical. Since they're 48 bits, you can make it. You can make all unique numbers possible. Now, why MAC address is important is data goes from one device to another device via MAC address. Because of MAC address only, data passes from one computer to another computer. Fundamentally, you think data goes to your computer because of MAC address. If you remove MAC address or if you remove that thing, network interface card, you will not receive data, any data. So fundamentally, the data goes from one computer to another computer because of this MAC address or network interface card combination, let's say. Physical hardware is the network interface card. The address is the, in a way, software layer, let's say. It's a combination of hardware and software. So that's why MAC address is important because data goes from one device to another device via these hardware. A simple example would be your Bluetooth speaker, like your headphones. Your phone and your headphones. Just have you ever wonder like how your headphones are working? You might say Bluetooth, okay, it's working on Bluetooth. You might say it's a Bluetooth. Okay, it's fine. But Bluetooth device also have a network interface card. It also has a MAC. The Bluetooth device also has some small network interface card. It also has MAC. Your phone also has network interface card. It also has MAC. So when you play music, anything, the data goes from your phone to the Bluetooth headphone because of this MAC, NIC and MAC. So that's how you can hear your headphones sounds volume. That's the simplest example, but real life example is a computer only. Two computers talk or two PCs talk to each other via network interface card MAC. I'll call combination. So that's how fundamentally, yeah. You don't need IP address to talk. You don't need IP address. You can have two MAC address. You can pass the data. Just like your Bluetooth speaker. Your Bluetooth speaker doesn't have any IP address. Nothing. But still, your phone, your data from your phone coming to your Bluetooth speaker. So passing data does not require any IP address. It requires only the hardware, NIC, and the address MAC. So that's what the whole idea of MAC address. Yes, I just want to pause, see any questions on MAC address, any questions? Okay, can you explain one more time? Okay, I can't explain all one more time, but I'll just review it, recap it. So I'll just recap it. So basically, MAC address means every computer will have a network interface card, like a physical hardware. So which is like this. Sorry. The physical hardware, every computer or every mobile have physical hardware. Each hardware manufacturer assign a permanent address. So that's what they call MAC address. So they assign the permanent address. The permanent address is 48 bits like this. It's unique across all devices on Earth. So the manufacturer guy, whoever manufactured that network interface card, they assign a permanent address. It's unique and it's permanent. So that's what the MAC address is. Okay, yeah, we'll just review it. So usually data goes from one computer to another computer via MAC address only, via network interface card, MAC address. Example, your phone to your headphones, Bluetooth headphones. Bluetooth also has network interface card. The Mac will, computers also will have a network interface card, Mac will have. You can also check on your phone or your desktop. Let's see, just a second. Let's say I want to check my MAC address. Let's see. Windows is slightly different, Mac is different, but let's see. Check MAC address, Windows. Okay, before we do check that, let me ask you this question. Can a computer phone have multiple MAC address? What do you think? Can we have multiple MAC address? Yes, no, yes, no. Okay. Well, again, MAC address has nothing to do with the computer. MAC address has to deal with the network interface card. Okay. So technically, your computer, your current computer, have three MAC addresses. I'll tell you why. Because you can connect to a computer via LAN cable, right? Physical LAN cable. So the LAN cable has one MAC address, not cable, but your computer has a LAN adapter or LAN hardware is there. The LAN that has one MAC address. That's all. Now you can pass the data via Wi-Fi also. Wi-Fi. So Wi-Fi, there is an adapter in your computer, Wi-Fi adapter or Wi-Fi NIC. That's also has MAC address. Wi-Fi NIC, network interface. Now your computer also have a Bluetooth. You can send data via Bluetooth also. So in a way, Bluetooth also has MAC network interface, another network interface called you can have MAC. So technically, reality, your computer have three MAC address. You can connect via LAN cable or Ethernet cable. That's called Ethernet cable. You can pass the data via Ethernet cable. You can pass the data via Wi-Fi. You can pass the data via Bluetooth. So in a way, technically, you have three MAC address on your computer. So in your phone also same, but in your phone, Ethernet cable is not there. In your phone, mostly MAC and Bluetooth. Mostly two, because Ethernet is not there in the phone. Mostly your phone is connected to via Wi-Fi or via Bluetooth, mostly. If you have any hotspots, anything that have separate MAC address, yes, yes. See, MAC address has to do with the physical hardware. Think MAC address like a physical hardware. Whenever you mention MAC address, there is a physical hardware something. The chip, it could be small chip, even a small chip like Wi-Fi adapter. See, if you remember, some computers don't have Wi-Fi, like old computers. Now you can connect a Wi-Fi adapter or something. That Wi-Fi adapter contains the NIC, like a small thing like this. Even this also internally has NIC, small NIC that has MAC address. Because of this only you can connect to the internet. So yeah, MAC address has to do with the physical hardware, not a computer. But typically you combine everything in a computer. That's why you can say you can have Wi-Fi adapter NIC also. You can see small thing is there. Yeah. Again, depends on the hardware. Small, big, depends on the hardware. All are like, if you use any external things, every external thing has a MAC address if it's connected to a network. Now let's see how to check your MAC address on your phone. I think it's a different thing for different MAC address on Windows, Mac. Okay, difference between hub and switch. Okay, hub on, see, hub and switch difference is more like this only. Hub sends the data to all, let's say hub, right? Hub sends the data to all. For example, if I want to send a message from here to here, the message goes to hub. Hub will broadcast the message. Broadcast means sending it to all. So these two are unnecessary. Even though they reject it, hey, this is not my message, this is not my message. Even though they reject it, but still hub sends the data to all. But switch is not like that. Switch only sends to the corresponding recipient. If I want to send a message from here to here, the message will go to switch and goes to here on. The message will not go here. So that's the main difference of hub and switch. First, we started with hub back in old days. Then we moved to switch. Nowadays, you don't see hubs. It's old technology. But maybe rarely you see some hubs. Switches is what you see. What nowadays? In reality, yeah, we don't use hubs anymore because that's old. Maybe rarely if you go to old buildings, maybe you can see. But in reality, most of the time, even in India, anywhere, any village or college you go, you will see mostly switches and routers, of course. Right. In a way, routers also we have combination of switch and router. maybe you will not see switch also. You will see router only, but router has switch. They combine like anyway. But in big companies, if you go, they have switches differently. Even switch cost, we'll see. I mean, let's say they are like 1 lakh switch cost, switch cost. So, not these switch, networking switches. Yeah, like 2K. I mean, these are up switches, I guess. Yeah, like these are switches. You can see 3,000, 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. Yeah, they cost even more. Like, yeah, you can see it's Cisco 60,000. I mean, it depends on this thing. Routers cost like 10,000, 20,000, 1,000, 1 lakh, 2 lakhs. Depends on the past. Yeah. Let's see Windows. Again, Windows, you have to type this ipconfig all. Since I have my Mac, I will just type this only. Yeah, so this is my MAC address. But this MAC address is for Ethernet cable. Typically, if I say, second. If you see it here, I will find 3 MAC addresses. One is for Ethernet, one is for Wi-Fi, one is for Bluetooth. I think Bluetooth is off, but it's on. This is one. Yeah, you will see multiple. Maybe I can ask direct query. Windows is same only. You can say IP config all. You will get all 3. Wi-Fi, Ethernet, Bluetooth if available. Mac is so this is my LAN cable Mac. Network what doesn't exist. Okay, Ethernet is not there for me, so it's not there. So let's see Mac or Bluetooth. So these are my Bluetooth connections. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, but don't worry, but worry about only one. See, at a time, you can only transfer the data using one network interface card. You cannot transfer data in both Wi-Fi and LAN. You can only do one. So by default, there is by default depends on the computer, but let's say by default, it's either on your Wi-Fi. But the moment you switch to LAN cable, your Wi-Fi will stop working. Your LAN will connect like. But again, most of the time you use Wi-Fi only, don't go from your computers. But if you go to companies use mostly LAN Ethernet ports. Bluetooth is just external small local network. It's not that big a deal. So what I recommend is, I recommend you to understand like you have 3 MAC addresses. That's all. So if you ask the same question, it will say yes. Yeah. Each network interface card you see has its own MAC address. I told you, network interface card, MAC, they are together. So one computer can have 2 network interface cards, and then 2 MACs. You can have virtual adapter also. That's how you do virtual box and all these things. If you install your OS and everything virtual box, they create a virtual adapter in it. So that's all another MAC address. If you have mobile data, of course, phones, mobile data, you have a SIM card. SIM card also is another radio thing. So yeah, technically you have more than 3 because SIM card I forgot. SIM card also you can send the data, right? So that's one more. But nowadays what they do is they randomize the data, like they randomize the MAC addresses. But don't worry, that concept will learn later. Basic laptop you can see 2 to 4. Wi-Fi, Ethernet, Bluetooth, virtual box. So when you hear virtual box, VMware, you were creating another virtual network interface card, which is virtual MAC. Smartphone typically 3 because you have a cellular. sometimes hotspots. This is for advanced people like developer. Now, just observe this. If I have a table like plastic chair, let's say chair, there is a chair. On the chair, there is a sensor. That sensor captures the heat, how much the chair is. Now I can technically keep a network interface card on the chair. I can call that chair is a smart chair because the network interface card sends the data uh, from the chair to outside the data. So in a way, you can keep a network interface card to any device or not device, any non-existing non-thing. It will become a data sending. So yeah, again, it's not possible. You attach a chain network interface, not possible. I'm just saying if it's possible. For example, fridge is possible. It's a smart fridge. Smart fridges we have nowadays, right? Smart fridges, smart TVs, smart TVs. Let's say nowadays mostly TVs are so very smart. Yeah, so smart fridge also has MAC address, at least one MAC address. Wi-Fi or adapter, Ethernet, Bluetooth. Smart TVs, let's say. Smart TVs also same. At least one MAC. It could be multiple MAC, depends on the Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, Ethernet. Yes. Yeah, I mean, see, at the end of the day, that's what networking is. Networking is nothing to do with the computer. It has to do with the physical hardware. That like, yeah, something like that. So anyway, you can attack a TV, smart TV. You can attack a smart fridge. So attacks can happen in anyways. Even car also. Let's see, car. I'm not sure in India. Uh, smart cars. I'm not sure in India. But of course, smart cars can be super smart in the future, like Tesla and everything. Like obviously, they will have more. But yeah, some cars have buttons. Yeah, they can have. Yes. Like BMW. I mean, of course, these have like even much better. They can even hear Bluetooth. Again, I'm not much car person, so I don't know much. But cars also can have. But I mean, any device you can think like your water filter can have. Your fridge can have your smart lights. Let's say smart lights depends on the configuration. So let's see. Smart lights, at least Bluetooth or Zigbee. That can also have MAC address. Something like that. So yeah, that is the idea. Now I'll tell you the use cases. All IoT devices have MAC address, right? Yes, yes. Yeah, mostly IoT devices have MAC address. Yes. So yeah, let's do one thing. Since we understand the MAC address, now let's try to understand in cyber security aspect. Uh, let's say as an attacker, what can I do with MAC address? What can I do knowing the MAC address information? That's it. So the first thing is there is a concept of MAC spoofing. So MAC spoofing. So what MAC spoofing is does is you remember that, right? Data is transferred from, let's say, data transfer from this computer to switch first, switch to the correct. Let's say this has, let's see that. Let's say, let me write it down. Annotate. Let's say this has MAC address 1. Example, I'm just making. This has MAC address 2. This has MAC address 3. Example. Now, MAC address 1 wants to send a message to MAC address 2 system. So obviously normal flow, we know it. Normal flow is like comes here, goes here. Very normal. Now an attacker comes, let's say, I'll take one more. So this guy is an attacker. this guy real MAC address is, let's say, 4. That's his real MAC address. Now, what he does is sometimes he changes this, is also connected to, let's say, second. So this guy is the 4th MAC address. So what this guy is an attacker, let's say. What this guy does is sometimes he does MAC spoofing. Spoofing means spoofing. He tells that like, hey, I'm not 4, I'm actually 2. He lies like in a, hey, I'm not 4, I'm 2. So now if this guy wants to send message to 2, where does the message go? The message go to the attacker, because the attacker is spoofing in a way like, hey, I'm 2, I'm not 4, I'm 2. So though, of course, this wants to send message goes here because 2 is there. So that's what they call spoofing. Like, you change the MAC addresses. I mean, temporarily, of course, not permanent. So it's not a permanently you cannot change. But at that particular time, you will change that. Like, let me see. Let me give you more detail. Spoofing. Impersonating in a way. Impersonating means acting like you're not. Changing device MAC address. Impersonate another device. So you act like you are another device, but you are not. So in a way, you hide your real MAC address. You bypass some filters. Yeah, that's why hacking in a way. Man in the middle attack, they call. Like you are in the middle of 2 computers. You're not attacking, but you're taking the data in it. You can also attack it, of course, depends. You can session hijack, you can man in the middle, you can do it. You can even do it also via this, but it's not like I can even do macOS. I can change this to something else. Yeah, just a second. I'll just remove this. Yeah, I think link gets disconnected. Please join once link gets disconnected.